Hello folks, we're back again to talk about the Resident Evil chapter of Dead by Daylight, and we're finally going to talk about Nemesis. Now, as I said previously, I was not familiar with the Resident Evil games until I started this series. I've started playing the first game, and I actually hope to keep going with the franchise from there, but for now I'm doing independent lore research so that I can properly discuss these characters and killers from the games. Now, when talking about Nemesis, this lore was a bit unique. Nemesis isn't its actual name. What it actually is a Tyrant, a bioweapon developed by Umbrella Corporation. What's Umbrella Corporation? Umbrella Corporation is a pharmaceutical company with dreams of such evil complexity that even its own followers and employers don't quite know what the higher-ups have planned. One of the nefarious creatures was the T-Virus. Well, I say creature, it's more of a creation. It's a virus that initially was to be used as a highly contagious and lethal pathogen to essentially remove the need for conventional armies. Just release it into a population of enemies and it would eliminate them all in a matter of days. However, this proved impossible to accomplish for various reasons, so the design of the virus was changed to make the host stronger and remain alive despite serious internal and mental incapacitation, which led to the creation of, well, let's just call them what they are, zombies. By the 1980s, Umbrella managed to redesign the virus one more time to start the Tyrant Project. This project created what they hoped would be a perfect super soldier. They are stronger, faster, and more powerful than your average infected zombie, but they still lacked basic intelligence and couldn't be controlled. There had to be a way to deal with that, so they discovered a way in the T-103 series. The T-103 were almost as intelligent as humans, able to follow complex orders, and became the most mass-produced official tyrants. But in secret, another T-103 was made. In the lands of Europe, in the fires of Umbrella Corporation, the Dark Lords of the Nemesis Project forged in secret a master T-103. And into this weapon they infused their hatred, their malice, and the NEA parasite. A worm-like parasite that gives its host human-level intelligence and enhanced strength, power, and the ability to use weaponry. They nicknamed this Nemesis Project product, with the Nemesis parasite in it, the Pursuer. Yeah, I know, they kind of butchered their chants there, huh? One tyrant to rule them all. Okay, I'll stop with the Lord of the Rings reference, it's getting old. The Pursuer was given a single job to do in Resident Evil 3. With the T-Virus outbreak in Raccoon City, Umbrella released their tyrants into the city to test their viability as military assets, but the Pursuer had his own mission to do. Shown images of the STARS members and armed with a rocket launcher, he was ordered to hunt down the surviving STARS members and kill them, including Jill Valentine. The rampaging Pursuer had more than a few classes with Valentine, but was ultimately unable to catch her, because the entity done got him first. Yep, that's what the lore says. Don't believe me? Here, take a look. You see? But to be fair, this is better than what we got for Jill and Leon, so I gotta give credit for that at least. I also do kind of like the idea of introducing this new bioweapon to the game. I think that Nemesis has a very interesting background, and though it's not really so much about his character, it's more about his existence. A zombie-infested world with tyrants like this roaming around at the behest of a leader like Umbrella, it's dystopian and apocalyptic all at once, and it's definitely unnerving. It's an idea that I think actually could fit very well into Dead by Daylight, and we don't see it all that often. I mean, it's kind of cliche nowadays. You need to look at this from my perspective, guys. It's cliche nowadays to talk about how science can go too far and we create these monsters or creations to further mankind or to further our experience, only for that creation to turn around and destroy us. Nemesis, I think, exists kind of to represent that, and we haven't seen that yet in Dead by Daylight, so I think that was a neat idea. And looking at it from Resident Evil's perspective, again, I need to play Resident Evil 3. I need to get to that point in the series to really appreciate what was created here and why Nemesis is so cool. But just based on what I've learned and read, he seems pretty awesome, and I can definitely see why he's a staple of the series. But overall, his design is good, his lore's pretty decent, but that's not what y'all want to talk about. You want to talk about his power. So, let's get into that. The Nemesis's power is the T-Virus. When holding down the power button, the Nemesis will hold out his left arm and show a tendril. By attacking with this tendril, the Nemesis will lash out with a rope-like tentacle and strike directly in front of him at a range of about 5 meters. If a survivor is hit by the tendril, it will not harm them, but instead apply the T-Virus effect. If they are struck a second time while infected, they will be injured. Each time the Nemesis successfully hits a survivor with the tendril, their power mutates and grows stronger. It goes up to, at maximum, a 3rd tier. After mutating to Tier 2, the tendril becomes capable of breaking pallets and breakable walls. And after mutating to Tier 3, the tendril's range increases to 6 meters. But that's not all. The Nemesis has helpers. Wandering the trial are 2 zombies, and the Nemesis can see the auras of these zombies at all times. They will wander aimlessly, but are attracted to noise notifications, and they will start walking towards a survivor or who enters their field of awareness. Zombies move slowly and can easily be outrun or even blinded with flashlights or destroyed by pallets stunning them. However, if a zombie hits a survivor, the survivor will be infected by the T-Virus, and if struck while infected, they will be injured or downed.
Watch out, I got it. No, it's okay, I'll get it. No, wait! We'll use the power of friendship.
Now, consequently, if the Nemesis strikes a zombie with his tendril, it will increase the mutation rate as well. A zombie killed in this way will respawn under a random hook in the trial after about 12 seconds. If a zombie is killed by a pallet stun, they'll respawn after about 45 seconds. The zombies, in my opinion, are the best thing about Nemesis. Yes, I know you may say, but Raven, they're slow as crap and they don't do that much. How can you say they're the best? Here's my reasoning. Watch their auras and notice how they move. If you see an aura of a zombie across the map suddenly outstretch its arms and start walking somewhere with purpose, it's because it likely spotted a survivor, and now you passively will know exactly where a survivor is. This little hint allows Nemesis to potentially be notified about survivor locations without a bunch of aura reading perks. Just use the zombies. That's why I love the zombies so much. No, I don't think they're that useful in actually hitting survivors, but just think about it. All you gotta do is just sit around and wait and look. Each time you see a zombie suddenly act differently, ooh, survivor. Now, don't worry, survivors do actually have a way to combat the T-Virus. There are 4 crates around the trial with a single-use vaccine in them. Using a vaccine on yourself will instantly cure you of the T-Virus infection. However, it will activate Killer Instinct on that survivor for 3 seconds. Honestly, Nemesis Powers is pretty awesome. He has access to a moderate range ability, which makes him oppressive in the chase. He has a passive means of finding survivors through his zombies, as well as a unique map control, since the zombies can help hinder survivors' actions. And the Nemesis' mutation ability gives him the ability to constantly upgrading and gaining power throughout the trial. He's pretty awesome, but the only thing more awesome than that are his perks. Nemesis' perks are Eruption, Hysteria, and Lethal Pursuer. Eruption is massively useful for generator defense. Each time you damage a generator, you apply Eruption to it, and it is highlighted in yellow to you. This remains the case for all generators you damage. When you down a survivor, all affected generators will automatically explode, losing 10% progression, and anyone working on such a generator that erupts like this will scream and give away their location to you for 12 seconds. This perk is incredibly useful, and running it is a must for gen protection. Hysteria isn't as useful as Eruption, but it's neat. When you injure a healthy survivor, all injured survivors in the trial suffer the Oblivious status effect for 30 seconds. This perk is fine. Not a lot else to say, it's just fine. Then there's Lethal Pursuer, probably one of his most popular perks. At the start of the trial, all survivor auras are revealed to you for 9 seconds. Yeah. You heard that right. At the very start of the trial, all survivor auras are revealed to you for 9 seconds. On top of that, all auras that you see throughout the trial will have their duration extended by 2 seconds. Many killers run this perk so they can get an early start on chasing survivors and beginning the hunt. It's a very common perk for new killers to run, especially if they want to try out a brand new killer, like if they're using a brand new killer in game and they want to use this perk to kind of try to hunt down the survivors quickly. Yeah, Lethal Pursuer is a classic. And that is pretty much Nemesis, guys. So what are my final thoughts on him? Honestly, Nemesis is pretty cool. I think there's a lot about him that I really like, and he's very viable in Dead by Daylight. I think he actually fits into the game very well. I have not played his Resident Evil game to really get a feel for who he is and what all he does, except for the fact that he likes to go stores about everything. But you know, that's just his own thing. I'll let him have his own thing. But that about wraps up the first Resident Evil chapter, you guys. We've gone through the first. There is another one coming, but we'll deal with that later. Next up, though, it's time to deal with the new survivor, the one who almost changed the whole meta of the game single-handedly, Michaela Reed. But we will talk about her next time in The Fog. Take care.